Now the topic before us is parts of URL. Web address and URL is one and the same thing. Web address is also known as URL. URL means Uniform Resource Locator. Every page or file located on the web is assigned a unique web address. Web address is an internet address that represents the location of a specific web page, file, or document on the World Wide Web. We can say that it is just like our residential address, as our house has some specific location and it is in some specific address is given to our residential address. In the same way, every page which is located on the web has its own address, which is known as its web address. When you want to access a website, you just write a web address in a web browser. Today, there are over 70 billion web pages, and each one of these has a unique address. Unique address means URL, unique URL address. A URL never contains any space. Mostly, a URL is in lowercase. Lowercase means in lower letters. Although the letter case does not really matter in URL. Most of the URLs begin with HTTP colon 2 slash. Some examples of URLs are HTTPS colon 2 slash www.youtube.com, and other URL pertains to Google, and this is the URL of our own website https colon 2 slash prabkirpaclasses.com. HTTPS is more secure and should be used at all times when secure data needs to be transferred, like in the case of logging into your bank's website, writing emails, sending files, etc. It means that if you are opening your bank's website, it is quite possible that the website before you starts with this bank name. You are having your bank account with ABC Bank and it is starting with HTTP. You should have the common sense, or you should immediately point out that this is not the safe protocol. It is not the secure site. It may be the bogus site. All the bank sites open with HTTPS because this is the safe site. All the sites which begin with HTTPS are safe. So whenever we are writing mails or opening some website, we should always see that it starts with HTTPS because it is more secure than HTTP. Now, what are the parts of web address or URL? There are four key parts, four main parts of URL. First is the name of the protocol. We have already discussed the meaning of protocol in our previous lectures. You can look out for the same. However, we can tell you that protocol means the rules and regulations which are used on the net for sending and receiving the files or other documents from web server or other web clients. Now, protocol name of the protocol is used to retrieve the document. The most common protocols are HTTP or HTTPS. With more attention being paid to online privacy and security today, the more secure HTTPS is becoming the dominant protocol on World Wide Web. Whenever you open a website, you can find that most of the time it starts with HTTPS. Now the another part of URL is domain name. A domain name is a unique name that identifies a website on the World Wide Web. It comes directly after the protocol and is separated by a colon and two forward slashes. It means that after this there will be colon and two slashes and then will come the domain name. Organizations can use a domain name that corresponds to their name, helping internet users to reach them easily. We will find out the parts on our next page. Now, another part of web address is port number. The web address also requires a port number in order to be routed correctly. The port number is rarely visible in URLs but always required. You can see here that port number is not shown. If the no number is listed at the end of the address, the default port is based on the protocol in the web address. For example, the HTTP protocol uses port 80 by default and HTTPS protocol uses port 443. There may be a question in the exam. What is the port number which is used in case of HTTP and HTTPS? So you can give the reply that port number is 80 in case of HTTP and port number is 443 in case of HTTPS protocol. Then the other part of web address is or URL is path. The path is the file path in the server, more commonly known as location of the file. You can see here that this is the protocol, this is the domain name, this is the port number, and this is the path of the file. In this case, you can see that this is the protocol, that is HTTPS. This is the domain name prabkirpaclasses.com and this is the path. Here you do not find port number because it is not necessary that the same is visible in each and every case, but you can easily say that in the case of HTTPS the port number here used is 443. After the protocol, for the purpose of some more detail, we will discuss this URL in more detail. After protocol comes the famous www. You can see here that in some URLs you will not find it, as you have find in our previous page that in case of prabkirpaclasses.com www was not appearing. Then the name of the resource owner comes, that is then comes the domain name google.com, which is Google in this case. Owner's name is followed by the category in which the owner domain name is sorry, domain name is registered. You can find here that we are referring to this part .com. Whenever .com appears on any website, it may mean that the website is of commercial nature. There are a lot of other categories. For example, .org means organizational website. primarily used for non-profit websites such as charities, NGOs. If here it is written as gov, then it is for government websites. If there it is written as .mil, it is used by military websites. .in says that the website has a connection with India. There are scores of such domains extensions. A website address can be obtained from a web hosting provider such as GoDaddy or any other designated internet domain registrar. Here you can, for the purpose of more illustration, we can say that www is subdomain. This is the domain name, and .com or .org or .edu, .gov or .mil, all these are referred as top level domain, and here it is the file path. Thanks for watching. If you like our course, please spare some time to give a star rating to our course.